guys from Tampa Bay. Today, got a review of the 2016 Harley Davidson Streetbob. This guy's got a 103 engine, air-cooled, 6-speed transmission, and I'm anxious to see how this compares to my own bobber. So I've got the big ignition control here on the console. Got to remember how to start the Harleys. It's been a little while since I've been on one. Right away, a very firm seat and suspension just sitting here. We've got the typical Harley shake. Nice solid clunky cruiser transmission into first. It's nice and low. I can stand up and I've got about 5 inches under me. I am 6'2" with a 32-inch inseam. I'm just going to walk it through here because this is very tight quarters. Very nice smooth clutch engagement. Got forward control pegs, and they are actually stretched way out. It's very comfortable. I didn't expect them to be quite so far forward and low. My knees are extended a lot more than usual. That's a good thing though. The handlebars are almost mini ape hangers. They aren't quite shoulder height, but they are darn near close. So my arms are pretty much stretched straight forward, but I do have a nice bend in the elbow. It's not like I'm reaching at all. Transmission has excellent engagement. It's got a nice little snick to it. Does have quite a bit of vibration going down the road. I would imagine that even the video is going to be a little jerky because my eyes are jerking a little bit just from the vibration. Got a train here, so I'm gonna take a pause. Okay, back in action. So the gauges we've got is a center mounted analog speedometer, and then up here on just above the horn button we have a toggle, and it cycles through some different information on the small digital display. I'll show you that in a second. Rough tracks. Very smooth acceleration. The vibration completely goes away once you're rolling. It's only when you're sitting that the bike starts to shake. Butter smooth going down the road. Nothing in the handlebars, nothing in the seat. It's going up to top gear. Still smooth, beautiful. So cycling through here, we've got a clock, and we have a gear indicator and tachometer. We're at 2,000 RPM at just about 55 in top gear. So great cruising RPMs, nice and low. Then we've got an odometer, 2 trip odometers, and a miles remaining. Not that too many people are going to be looking at that display. It's a pretty much shift by feel bike. It's nothing you want to rev out. Seating position is very good, completely upright. I don't know if I could get used to the pegs being quite so far forward though. My feet kind of want to slip off. I think I prefer floorboards in this far of a reach. The other issue is the brake. I have to bend my foot quite far back at the ankle to get on the brake. And maybe if I had lower boots, but I've got full ankle boots, and it's just not quite the right angle. Now, of course, I'm very sure you can customize these controls any which way you care to because it is a Harley. But out of the box, I would have to do something about that brake. That's the only thing comfort-wise that stands out. Mirror position is excellent. I have darn near 100% visibility. Just a tiny bit of my upper arms as opposed to my elbows on pretty much all the other bikes showing. And then the rest is behind me and slightly to the side. Very nice. They're wide enough. I think it's the height that does them the most justice. Let me go down to third here. See what kind of passing power we've got. Decent. It's not going to rip your arms off by any stretch of the imagination, but it goes. See what we've got in top gear here. About the same, actually. So this is definitely a torque machine. It's not anything you need to rev out because most of its power is going to be in your lower and mid-range. Got to get used to the Harley turn signals here again, where they have one on each handlebar to turn in each direction. I had a Sportster for years. Oh, hey dude. He just stopped accelerating. But I do like that Harley has the self-canceling turn signals. I know it's nothing you absolutely need, but you know what? Once you have a bike with them, and then you go back, it's just something that you should have. It's nice. You don't have to think about it. And yes, if you've watched enough of my videos, you know I accidentally leave mine on every now and then, especially when I'm talking. That seems to be the downfall. I tend to try to do one thing at a time. So I do sometimes forget when I'm doing a vlog and I leave my signals on. But you don't have to worry about that if you have self-canceling turn signals. Styling wise, this is a very traditional bike. AKA, it's a 50, 60-year-old design. You know, there's nothing modern whatsoever about the way this bike looks or rides or is put together. You've got a very basic tube structure. It is not a plush ride. It is not like the larger touring bikes. I am feeling everything in the road. Even though the bike isn't vibrating from the engine, I am feeling every little jarring sensation. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but my head's shaking, my helmet's shaking just from going down the road. Now as we get a little bit slower here, I'm still in top gear. Now I'm starting to feel the engine vibration. So about 45, 50 miles an hour seems to be the cutoff. Let me see what RPM I'm at, so I can tell you. I do appreciate when bikes have a tachometer. 1670 is what it's reading, and I'm feeling it. So somewhere around 1700 RPM is the cutoff to where this turns from your typical Harley shake into nice and butter smooth, surprisingly. Let me go into fourth here, get the RPMs up a little bit. So we're just under 2000. Yeah, it's better. Go into third. See there, it smoothed right out. So 2300. So it's definitely just above 2000 RPM. It's got a little bit of a rumble through the exhaust. Overall, very quiet. When I'm downshifting here, I'm hearing just a little bit of a popping. Not much. I mean, nothing to really write home about. If you're into the sound of the typical Harley, you will be cutting these pipes off immediately because they don't do anything for a performance type sound. I hear the bikes in front of me a lot more than mine. Getting on it here, it's just a little prrrr, and the volume is very low. So that's pretty typical of stock pipes these days for various reasons, but there is no shortage of whatever style and sound of pipe that you want to put on. Seat, I have to say, would have to go for me. It has a little bit of a lip to kind of hold you in, but it's it's got a hard ridge, and it's digging into my tailbone on the back of my butt. Doesn't have a whole lot of padding in the center, and it just feels small. If it was scooped out a little bit more, if it had some more pillowing like their other models, it would be a lot more comfortable. I think this is the first one of the recent Harleys that I've even noticed I don't like the seat on. So this is a little unusual for Harley. But again, they have a plethora of different seats that you can put on it. Now this is the single rider seat. I don't know if the Streetbob would have a pillion option. It may, but it's kind of the point of this style of bike, is to be a single seater. But this size and design of seat just doesn't do it for me. Now at the moment I'm 235 pounds. And yes, if you've watched my previous videos, I have lost some weight. But I'm just mentioning my weight for those of you that want to compare. Obviously no windscreen. Very nice cool breeze coming through. It's about 72 out right now. Obviously not hot at all. You do feel a little bit of the heat coming from the engine. When I was sitting there at the train, I let it go about 30 seconds before I shut the bike off because we didn't know how long the train was going to be, and there was already significant heat coming up my legs. So it really didn't take much for this 103 to start pumping it out. Gear indicator is tied to the output shaft, so it disappears when you have the clutch in. Really does not have that much more power coming down. I'm in second right now, 3,500 RPM, and I'm goosing it. And I'll tell you, aside from the sound on the pipes, it is the same as doing it in top gear. So if you're looking for a rip, roar, and ride, this is not the combination for you. I can't imagine too many people being super happy with this one right out of the box. You're missing the sound, you're missing the power, definitely missing the seat comfort. The suspension really isn't doing it for me either. It is dated. It is seriously just rough. It's not soaking up the bumps like it should. I mean, it's a big bike. It's not a small frame. The tubes in the front, the forks are huge. But it's just not a comfortable ride. Nor is it very sporty. It does feel very heavy and clunky. It likes to go in a straight line. It's got a decent rake on it, so the turn-in takes a little bit of effort compared to some of their other bikes. It's not an issue, but it's definitely noticeable. Alright, so there you go. There's the 2016 Harley Davidson Streetbob. I'd say there are definitely some better options out there, even in the Dyna family. This has a unique look, especially with the mini ape hangers, but I think you can do better, especially for the money. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.